Hi everyone, in today's video we're going to have a go at modelling a Game Boy Color inside of Fusion. We'll do the first bit of the modelling inside of Fusion, we'll then jump over to Blender to have a go at texturing it. With Blender there's a couple of add-ons I've used, which I'll leave the link to the description down below. One of them's a paid for one, the rest are all completely free. So all descriptions, as I said, will be in the video below. Okay, so let's bring in our reference image by clicking up here to Canvas, and then on my desktop I have got this one. I'm going to click on this front plane here. Come to the front, drag this up, make it a bit bigger, something like 10 times bigger, and then let's click that button to flip it over and drag it to be as close into the middle as we can get it. Then let's do the same on the side. Canvas, insert from computer, grab the same one. We made that 10 times bigger, so let's do 10 again, and then drag that in line with that separation there. And I've got one more canvas further back as well, so let's do the same again. Let's grab that and then drag this, make it bigger. Something like that. Let's just turn off those ones, we don't need it yet. I'm going to give this a save. And let's get started. Let's start a sketch. Let's just start blocking out the overall shape. So let's do R for a rectangle. Come to the corner and just sort of drag out. I'm going to keep it in line with this bottom part here. Hit E to escape. L for line, or come to create a line. So L, and I'm going to come over until it's the middle where that little triangle appears, and just come straight up. And then I want to make sure I've got it perfectly 90 degrees. Click like that. And then I'm going to hit L again and do a line from there across like that. And I hit T or trim or modify and trim. And I can just trim off these extra little bits. I'm going to create arc, a 3-point arc, and then I can click that line, or click that cross, sorry, and there, and come down like that. And then we're going to trim off these extra bits we don't want as well. And then let's put it to those sketches, or those corners, sorry. Drag that in. Hit enter. Let's fill it up here as well. Just bear in mind, normally keyboard shortcut fillet would be F, but that's in solid mode. So now I've just pressed F, it's jumped in, it's finished my sketch for me and gone into solid mode. But if I go and cancel, I'm back in sketch mode again. So the fillet in sketch is different to the fillet in solid mode. So just be aware of that. Drag that up, hit enter. Now I'm going to hit E to extrude, which will finish my sketch, and I can grab both those profiles, come to the side. I'm going to drag this a bit beyond that part there. Let's do two-sided, drag this out to the side, like that. Got the basic sort of shape. So if you look, I'm going to turn this off a little bit. So we've got a screen, we've then got a little bit of a raised profile there. So what we're going to do is let's turn our sketch on. Let's do the screen first. So I'm going to create a sketch on that surface, find the middle again by hitting L and then come into the middle. Just so I know I'm perfectly in the middle. And I'm going to do R for rectangle. Come across much the same way we found out or did those arcs at the bottom down here. We do the same here. L for line again. I'm going to come across here, just making sure that I'm perfect, like 90-degree angle or straight line rather. Create arc, a 3-point arc. Click there. Click there. Come down like that. And again, you don't need to trim these sketches like I'm doing. It makes it a bit less messy. I just prefer it. And let's fill it a little bit as well. Hit enter, and then let's fill it up here as well. Hit enter. And then before, when I extruded that, normally you go to finish sketch and then you can extrude, but you can just hit E on your keyboard to extrude and automatically finish sketch for you. Click on those profiles and then just drag it in a little bit. It doesn't really matter how much. So if I turn the canvas up, you see we've got, I don't have sort of shape and then a little indent where our screen's going to go. Let's have a go at doing this sort of, if I turn off the body, as you can see, quite hard to see. There's sort of like a very fine raise up there. So let's have a go at getting that. So there's a couple of ways you might want to do that. So let's try a couple of them and see what works best. Let's create a sketch from there. I'm going to hit P for project. Okay, then I'm going to offset. Drag that in like that. Finish sketch. Let's turn that canvas down for a second. So I can grab that, hit E, and extrude. And it's not very much, so let's not do a great deal. So it's only a little raise up. But that's new body first. Let's see if this will work. So let's turn it off to that body first. We get to modify and draft. Let's grab those sides. Let's see if this will do the trick. Okay, so let's okay, so all I've done then, so with draft basically, let me redo that for you. So what we did, I'm gonna cancel that. So that's the way to do it, but let's just exit that. So modify draft. So how draft works is you need to have like the first side you're going to click is going to stay in place, and then every other side you're going to do is essentially hinge off the first place that you click. So the first front face here, I want to stay where it is. Then the faces I want to move are going to be these ones, which is why I'm just going to turn this off so I can see them all. Grab one of those, and then I can grab this widget, sort of drag out, and then turn this canvas on, or this body on, sorry, so I can see where we're going. I'm just going to be over a little bit because we'll just like that, hit enter. Now obviously at the minute we've sort of gone over where we want, which is fine, because then what we can do is we're going to use our sketch to cut that off. So what we can do is let's create a sketch on that surface, finish the sketch, turn that body on, turn that sketch on. E to extrude, drag up, and change that to intersect. Okay. So now if I turn it back on, we are just left with that little bit. And if you like it is only a little bit of raised up. That's what we want. So now what we can do is let's combine those together like that. So we've got that little raised up part. Don't worry about these extra lines because you actually won't see them when you go into render. And when we start the materials on other software as well, you won't actually notice them. Okay, so just out of curiosity though, if I to grab that face and hit delete, that's not what we want. Let's undo that. Okay, right. Let's start adding in some more of those details then. So let's begin. On the surface, let's do our circles, our buttons. So we'll take that, double click it, Control C, Control V to copy and paste it, drag it over here, click OK, E to extrude, back to the other side, drag them down a little bit, till it comes off so what's going on. Okay, let's put it there very slightly, something like that. Then let's hit E to extrude, drag up a little bit. We'll make those two new bodies, so everything we want to be different, or like a different material. We want it to be a different body. We don't want to join it. We'll drag it a bit more. Let's fill it and drag those in a little bit, like that. Okay, so we've now got those buttons in place. Let's now do these stop buttons. So let's go to create ellipse. So we'll go from the center out and come up a little bit. Although actually I feel like maybe let's do rectangle. Maybe it'd look better if we just filleted a rectangle. Enter, double click, Control C, Control V, drag that over. Hit E to extrude and grab both of those as well. Drag that down. Let's turn this canvas off, and then let's try and remember what fillet this was. 0.3. Okay, so let's F for fillet. We'll grab those and do the same. 3, and then E to extrude. Those two profiles, we want them the same height as that button, so click there, change that to new body, not join, and then remember we want to figure out what that fillet was. Right, let's go that 0.8, so it's just easy to remember. Then let's F fillet, grab those, do 0.8. Okay. Let's have a go at all of these details here. So, C for circle. Okay, I'm trying to think the best way. Let's do arc. So we can pattern this across. And let's do circle. But we want to tell you what, let's not do that circle. Let's take that. Control C, Control V, bring that into position. Just do that a couple of times. Okay, let's try it this way, see if it works. I'll grab these and turn off the canvas for a second and just drag in a little bit. Now turn the sketch back on, create pattern along a path. Let's change that to features, grab that, and then path, let's grab this. And now if we were to do this, turn on our canvas again. Do that. Let's then up the numbers a bit. Like that, and then we want to suppress these two here we don't want. So let's go to suppression. No, we don't want, well, let's try that first. Okay, so we've got that, but let's say we don't want that. So maybe if we can go to patch, stitch. No, that's not going to work, is it? Right, let's undo that pattern. Let's redo that. Create pattern, pattern along path. Let's untick those. Now let's create pattern, pattern along path, features, extrude, path, select that, comes back on. There we go. Then let's do these ones separately. And then same thing, let's create pattern, pattern along a path, features, grab that, path, grab that, and then we can drag to there. There we go. So we've now got that. We may need to make that a little bit deeper, but for now, let's grab all these. We'll do like a very small one. One. I'm doing now. I've filleted one, but then if I hold down Control, I can then select others at the same time. Just got to make sure when we're going across faces, we're not missing any. There, like that. We'll work our way around. I'll come back to that one. Okay, check there's none that we've missed. Okay, I think we're all right. Just these ones here. Okay, it just doesn't like this one. So you can put that in a second. Okay. Let's see if it'll let us do this separately. Oh, right. How obvious is that? Okay. Didn't get that far. That's fine. All right, so we've got those details in there. Now we may make those holes a little bit deeper later if we need to, but for now, let's leave that as it is. Give that a little save. So on the front, let's have a look at all the details really we need to do. Okay, that is mainly D-pad and the rest of the screen. Just gonna grab another reference image. Just so I can get very clearly what's on the front. Okay, no, it is just that. And it is okay. So what I was looking for was whether, because on the original Game Boy you've got like a massive like dent where that is first, but we don't have that. So let's do this. So let's do R for rectangle. We're going to do line in the middle. Remember, the triangle tells you where the middle is. And let's offset. Offset. Trim away the extra bits we don't want. Don't want to do that bit. Right, so let's edit these edges, but not quite that much. Let us do those as well. Enter. Sometimes when we do a fillet, it breaks the rest of the shape, but we can just draw that back in. It's not a problem because everything's lined up. One. Draw this last one as well. There we go. And then we've got fillet. 0.1. Oh, just one. I think yes. That'll just one. Okay. Let's move to the side slightly. Can we move back? I feel like that's going to become longer. Let's just measure this for a second. Yeah, it has. Let's make that the same. So that must be the same then. Yes, it is. Okay, there we go. Drag that over. E to extrude. Grab all the profiles. Let's drag it in. And then fillet, and then E to extrude, and drag up. Change that to new body. Fillet. Trying to remember what fillet do we do for these? 0.8. So I'll change that to a 0.8. Let's do edit feature 0.8. Looks more like it. Do a circle. Bring that in a little bit. F4 fillet. We want those little triangles cut in as well. That middle come down. Let us move that now, or is it locked in place? No, it's locked in place. Okay, let's do E to extrude and see how it looks. Yeah, I didn't think it would let us do that. Turn the canvas off for a second. Let's play with this. Oh, well, okay. Let's grab those corners. Looks more like it. Now, can we play with that? We can. Okay. How's that looking? Let's play with these splits a bit more, bring it a bit like that. There we go. Right. Pattern. Circular pattern. Features. Let's do those. Axes. That. Let's do 4. See if this works. Okay, that's worked. but not quite how we want it. Bear with me 1 second. It's not here. Let's click on that. Click that. Sketch. Turn our canvas on. New copy. New sketch. Right, let's now try that pattern. Circular pattern, features. Okay, there we go. Got it. Yeah, I don't know how I managed to do that, but I've made them not perfectly the same length. So we've got that. Let's have a go at the screen. So it should be quite simple. He says, hopefully, I'm going to F for fillet, grab that a little bit. Let's do this. Fillet. Okay, then I think I've done that a bit too much. Let's bring that back down a little bit. Let's do like 0.5. Then I don't want. See what happens. E to extrude. To there. New body. Right, let's then turn back on a canvas. Sketch. At the middle. Half a rectangle. E to extrude. Drag that in a little bit. And cut. Hit F for fillet. Let's grab these parts. Not by much, just a little bit of a fillet. Like that. Then let's fit it there. E to extrude, bring up, change that to new body. Fit that as well. Then we're going to have our power light, which is going to be there. Put it back in. F to fillet. E to extrude. Change that to new body. Let's just fillet this and bring it all the way over. Something like that. Okay. So I feel like we've got most of the front done. Let's then turn to the side. We'll get just a quick save so we don't lose anything. a sketch on this side. Let's cut out some of these details here. I just use a rectangle and then fillet those edges slightly. E to extrude, to cut in. Just fillet that slightly as well. Create sketch. Let's do slot, center to center slot. Come across. Like that. Hit E. Up a little bit. F to fillet. Like that. And let's pattern those. So create pattern, circular pattern, features, those two. Axes, just a straight line, so we bring it down. I know we want a long path. Axes there, bring it down. We want 4 of them. Like that. Now we want them on the other side as well. So let's see if we can mirror that across. So let's construct mid-plane. If we just do there and there, so we know this plane is perfectly in the middle. Create, mirror, features. I'll do those 3. Select, and they've just appeared on that side, which is what we want. Right, let's click on that and get rid of it. Okay, let's then turn back on here so we can do our switch. Do half a rectangle, or do center so we can find middle perfectly. And just come down, not like that. Just means we can find exactly where the middle is. We'll come down just a little bit. So grab that, hit E, and come up. Change that to new body. We don't want all of that, so we're going to cut it. So in fact, let's not. Let's delete that. Let's create a sketch. Right in the middle. And then we can extrude just this bit. Come up. New body. We've got a few ribs we want to add onto that, so let's just do a sketch, rectangle, E to extrude, bring that up. And then let's pattern that, create pattern, rectangular pattern, features, grab that extrude, axes, we'll just grab there. We just drag up. A few more. Like that. Can we flip that? We can. Grab all these sides. Okay. Let's turn that canvas back on, because then we want to split this body now. So we've got the front and the back. Let's just come down there, finish sketch, split body, select that all like that, because then if we take this one off, you see we've now got this side here. I'm just going to take that and hide it. We want to make that little seam, so let's go to create pipe. We will make that quite small. Work your way around as a control, just extending this pipe along. Okay, I think I might want to make that a bit bigger. 0.5. Let's hit enter. 0.6 we've done at the end. Then bring the other one back. Let's right click, isolate. We'll do the same on this side. So let's go to create pipe. Work our way around again. Okay. The whole point of that is that so now you can see we've got like the little join where it all fits together. Let's then just focus on this side. So let's isolate. I'm going to give this a save. Turn on our canvas. Create a sketch. Trace around how we want this to be. Mixture of line tool, arc tool. let's just turn all those bodies off and that canvas off. That's not like the profile we want. Let's smooth out the transitions a little bit. So use the fillet tool in Sketch just to sort of make it a little bit less aggressive, basically. Okay. Right. Hopefully. Turn all those back off again. Just you. Split body, you. So now, if I click that off, and right click and remove it, we've got what starts to resemble the back of the Game Boy, which is what we're after. So we have now got a canvas for the back. Okay, so I think our next move, let's start. Right. Construct offset plane. Drag this out a bit. Create a sketch. Let's start to draw rectangle. We'll do here. Draw around the middle like before. Create and no, before we did that, we did another line, didn't we? Create arc, 3-point arc. Trim off all these extra bits again that we don't want. Fit these again. Hopefully start to see like a repeat in the technique and the pattern of how we're doing everything. Let's then grab E for extrude and cut in. Right, before we do that, let's take this. I'm going to Control C, Control B, so I've got a backup copy. Okay. Now I'm going to take this. I'm going to drag that through. What I'm going to do, intersect. So I've still got that. I'm going to hide that. And I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm not going to intersect. I'm just going to extrude it into it. So I've got that cut, but then when I bring that body in, I've now got that body there as well. So let's turn that sketch off. Let's turn our canvas off for a second, see what's going on. Yeah, so I've now got that and that. I feel like we're going to want to cut this into it as well. Sketch. E to extrude. Bring it in. Again. Now we just want to cut this down, don't we? There we go. Let's then do our pipe so we can make the part look like it's joined up. Let's knock out that bit now. Okay. Let's repeat that pipe. Just do the same one there. Okay. Turn that canvas back on. Now we've got a flat surface, we can do this. Half a rectangle. Need to extrude. Bring that up. For now, I'm going to change it to new body because I'm going to use draft again. So I'm going to modify draft, that angle, that side. Just do it like that. Let's then fill it. Then let's combine those together. I'm going to give this an extra save just to be safe so nothing gets lost. I'll turn back on my extra plane. Quick sketch there. Just cut in this rectangle. Hit E to extrude, grab it, and cut in a little bit. Not quite that much. Fill it. Like that. Okay. I think we then want to have this rectangle cut out. Again, let's just fill it. So I think we've done most of the hardest parts. Now a lot of it's probably just going to be cutting, like sketching and cutting in little bits of details. We'll do all the screw holes in a couple of minutes. I'm going to have a power socket at the bottom. Okay, so there's going to be a slight cut in for the game. On this side up here, let's do rectangle, center rectangle, so maybe right in the middle. Something like that. I've made that way too big. Yeah. I think okay. But then let's see that sketch. Can I grab the sketch? No, okay, let's mess with the sketch. Edit sketch. Sketch. A little bit more still. Drag you in. Edit sketch. A little bit more. Okay, that'll do. Turn that sketch off now. Turn the canvas off. Let's F for fillet. Okay, maybe I'll take that and just move it a bit further down so it's cut in. Okay. It might well be now just those screw holes. I mean, aux, like headphone jack down there, and then a power plug at the top. I'm just going to see if I can find a top view of it. So I'm just Googling and seeing if I can find like a top view. Plug. It's so hard to find. It's just top view of something. Okay, there is other stuff on the side we need to do as well, actually, I've just noticed. So we'll go for this other side that we've not done yet. Let's turn our canvas on. Okay, let's do this first. A circle. A circle. But you and you want to be the same size. And you want to be in line with each other. Let's extrude. Go in a little bit. Let's grab. Bring in. Angle. Bring it in. Okay, let's mirror that across as well. So create mirror features. And then we've got our mid plane that we created earlier. Let's create that. Why did I not? Why did I not mirror? So billets for some reason. Okay. We'll leave that until we fill it everything. Right, other side. This is what we want to do. Okay. Create a sketch. Rectangle. So we've got another socket. It's going to come something like this. Let's mirror that across there. E to extrude. Put that in a bit. Let's chamfer that. Fill it. Not that. Put it these. That. Create sketch. And then we're just going to do a rectangle. Chamfer. Here. E to extrude. Come up, change that to new body. And then let's combine cut you. So then that socket and everything's going to be different parts when we texture it. We can change the color of it quite easily. A bit further down, we have the volume. Let's do a rectangle again, but this time it's going to be over here. Just fill these corners before we extrude that. E to extrude. Come in. Create sketch. Again, let's do a rectangle. Center rectangle. Quite a narrow one. Cut in. Billet. These. And then we're going to want to do a circle. So let's come out. Middle, so come up there. Too much. Let's do like that. New body. Let's leave that as that is. Okay. Let's try and just tidy everything up a little bit. I'll do some screws, things like that. So let's see what will and will not fill it, because there's some things that might not. Okay, you don't want to fill it. You don't want to fill it either. Okay, you do. Okay, can I make that bigger now? Let's see. 6, 7. Enter. Okay, let's see how much we can fill it on here as well then. So that starts with small. Okay. I don't know how to explain it, but for some reason, sometimes the order in which you do fillets matters. And I have no idea how to explain why, but sometimes it does. I wish there was logic to it, and I'm sure there is logic to it, but not that I can see. Filleted. Got those details down there. Still got those screws on the side to do in a second as well. Let's do audio socket. Need to extrude. Fillet. Oh, we've already got this fillet here. It might not actually let us do this. Let's. Okay, surprises me. Great sketch. Offset. Need to extrude. Bring up. New body. Let's fillet this a little bit. Create a sketch. Do circle. And bring that in. That's not in the center. Why are they not at the center? There we go. Finish sketch. Fillet. Bring that in. That's our audio jack bit. I'm just checking for any other little details. Let's do power switch up here. Edit these. Need to extrude. Edit all of these. Need to extrude. No, I don't want to extrude this yet, sorry. Let's, I know I just got a sketch. Let's do that sketch. Find the middle. Then we need to extrude up just a little bit. New body. Fillet. Drag that down a little bit. I'm pretty sure it has like a little divot. Okay. Bottom done. Top done. This side definitely done. Back. Let's just do a screw quickly. Bring it up. Your body. Modify. Chamfer. Create a sketch. Center, just come straight across. Offset 5. Offset 5.5. Offset 0.5. Offset 5.5. Hit E to extrude. Grab all these profiles. Drag it down. Let's just fillet these parts. Do that. Three letters, chamfer. Like that. There we go. So now we've got our screw. So we can just do Control C, Control V, copy paste, bring that over into position. Control C, Control V again, bring that down into position. Bring it down like that. Take that again. Control C, Control V, bring that over. Okay, so we've got those screws. What else do we need for the back? The rest, I think, is just decals, isn't it? It's just stickers. That's fine. Back done. As I said, back done, bottom done, top done, this side done. It's just this side. Let's just see if I need to. Let's bring this up. New body. Shell. And do that. Let's not have that. There, looks more like it. Like that. So we've got that. Go to the same. Here. So what? Let's create sketch. Project. Grab all those profiles. E to extrude. Grab them all. Bring it up. New body. Shell. Bring that in. Like that. Fillet. One. Like that. And we do want, let's turn this front off. Great sketch. Circle. body. Modify. Chamfer. Copy. Maybe a little bit more. Let's just isolate that. Struct, tangent plane. Create sketch. Rectangle. Well, that's P for project. R for rectangle. Do center rectangle. Use extrude. Come up. And let's create pattern. Circular pattern. Features. Grab that. Axes. Grab that. Put those numbers up a bit. And if we unisolate, let's fill it this first. Create pattern, number off, create pattern, circular pattern, features, those. Now let's do the same. Okay, so I think we are pretty much finished with the modeling side of things. So we're going to jump over to Blender to have a go at texturing. So just giving it a little once over check, everything's fine. I'm checking I've pivoted like all my sides and everything like that. So all I'm going to do is give this a save. The other thing I probably want to do is that screen. Is duplicate it. I'll see Control V. And then take this one. I'll just move copy a little bit. Come up. I'm going to press pull, drag that up like that. And on this one here, press pull, drag down like that. So then when I want to texture it and put something on the screen, I won't have anything intersecting. So let's move that back into position. Like that. Okay. So all I have to do, give it a save. I'm going to do File, Export, change that to FBX, and export, and I'll jump over to Blender. Okay, so I've just jumped back over to Fusion for 1 minute just to check something. So one thing I did do is I have just added a sketch and cut in the Nintendo logo there. So if I go back in my timeline, you see what I've done there. So I had my sketch here. So I did find the font, but for some reason when I added the font and tried to extrude it, it then wouldn't extrude. So what you need to do essentially was I did the sketch, use the Nintendo font, which I downloaded, and then essentially I just used the line tool to trace around it, to then use the extrude tool to cut through it like that. And then the last thing I did was I just added a couple of fillets to these faces here. So you see I filleted along here, and then come around to the back as well. You see I filleted, so if you come here, and then started to add fillets somewhere along. Where are we? There we go. Here, just to make things like the edges seem a little bit less harsh. So made a few key changes there. The last little change I'm going to do as well is I'm just going to combine these bodies all together as well, because I realized once I was starting to texture it that they were all separate bodies still, which is not what we want. So let's just combine those. We'll just check that those are all one body. Let's just combine that one and that one as well. Okay, so now we've done that, now we are ready to start and go at texturing it. So what we'll do, give that a quick little save. I'm going to File, Export, make sure I've got it as FBX, and go to Export. So now I'm going to jump back over to Blender and we're going to have a go at texturing it. Okay, so now that we're in Blender, we're going to first of all select everything by hitting A on our keyboard, press X and delete everything in there. So what we're going to do then is go to File, Import, FBX. I've got it on my desktop, which should be my Game Boy Color version 13. Go to Import. It is in there, but as you see down here, it is tiny. So what I'm going to do is hit S to scale, make it a bit bigger, and then I'm going to hit R to rotate. If you look, we are up here in the X plane, so I'm going to go X, and I'm going to do -90 to bring it down like that, and then I'm going to hit G to grab it, hit Z so it just moves up and down, and just move it up like that. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger by hitting that and just drag it as well. Okay, so I've got a few add-ons we're using. So I've got Blender Kit, which is how I'm adding all my materials. I've also got Grungit, which is a completely free one, and image as decal done as well. I'll leave the links in the description as well. But to install those is to edit, preferences, add-ons, and if I go to enabled only, here you see I've got Blender Kit as my materials, one-click age. I've also got Grungit, and then also try lighting as well. Now all of those are free. Well, the only one that isn't free that I've paid for is one-click age. But again, I'll leave the link in the description for you as well. So let's start adding some material. So I'm going to click on material. I'm going to go with like plastic, and we're going to want. Let's have a look. So what we'll do, we'll add like our base material first. So let's go with something like that. And I'm going to come here to my material preview on. I'm going to click on there, go to shading. Okay, and now it's appeared there, so you can see that. One thing I have also done, so if I come to UV editing, up here under UV, so if I click on edit using the tab button, UV, and key projection, I right-clicked and I did add to quick favorite, and I also did the same with smart project, right-click and add to quick favorites. That means that if anything ever messes up, I can just click on it. I can then go to Q on my keyboard, I'm in edit mode, select all, Q, and then it's not coming up, so that's good. Okay, never mind. So let's go to shading, select that right here, and then we want to have the color. Now I have got the hex code for the Game Boy. I'm going to do a hex. I got it on my other screen, so it's 615185, like that. And I'm going to go back to layout, come here, and I'm just going to call that Game Boy main color. So I've got it. Okay, I can then take that and I can apply it to all the same parts I want, like that. Next, let's go for like a hard plastic. So you want like a, try this one here. And just get my reference image up on the screen. Okay, so let's take that. I'm going to call this buttons. Like that. I'm going to take that, but then create a new material. And this time we'll call that side buttons. And then let's select side buttons on there. And don't forget to do it down here. Okay. Next we want like a glossy plastic. So let's take something like glossy plastic. Then let's go to shading. I'm actually going to go to view area, close that area. Bring this out so we can see what's going on. View area, close area, then let's change this to our 3D viewport. Give see what's going on. So this one, you want to be black. So let's bring that into the middle, bring that down. Something like that, or maybe make it a little bit less dark. So slightly. Okay, then let's give this a quick save. Call that. Okay. Next, let's go to grab like a transparent material. Let's take that as clear transparent material. Now I'm going to hide that. So I'm going to select that and hit H for hide. And we want to have like a screen on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click X. So when you bring in a model from Fusion, it automatically has that steel satin as a default. I'm going to click on the X to get rid of it. Select new. And base color, I'm going to click on image texture. If I click on open, then on my desktop in my reference images, I've got this screen here. Now at the minute, kind of messed up the wrong way around. So what I'm going to do is go to shading, not shading, sorry, UV editing. I'm going to turn that on so we can still see what's going on. Select that, hit tab on my keyboard to edit. We go to UV and let's go to cube projection. Okay, we can go back to layout. We also want to make sure that sort of lights up. So let's go to emissive, color, let's take image texture again. And we've already got it in, like uploaded. So let's grab that. And then strength, just make that light up a little bit. Just do something like 1 for now. And then do Alt H to unhide, so you can see I've now got my transparent screen there. Let's grab emissive. I'm going to grab this bulb here, drag and we'll change that color. So let's select that base color. Let's make that like red. And same with the emissive. Change that to color. Something like that. Okay, let's start adding some decals now. So this is where I'm going to use my image as decal add-on. So again, to install that, edit, preferences, and then I've got this image as decal somewhere. Where is it? It's on here somewhere. Again, clearly being blind. Okay, so I'm going to select that. I'm going to Shift A, image as decal, desktop, and then I'm going to grab. Let's grab best of all the Gameboy color logo. GZ to bring it up. R to rotate. I'm going to do Z. We'll do 90. So let's rotate around. G to grab it and Y to move it in the Y plane and drag it out. And then I want to make that a bit smaller. Like that. Is that the right sort of size? Yeah, I think, well, maybe even a little bit bigger. GZ to bring it down a little bit. Then got more decals, so Shift A, images decal. Let's grab this one, GZ to bring up, GY to bring out, RZ 90 to bring out and bring it into position. Just look at my reference image on the other screen to make sure I've got it the right sort of size. A little bit bigger. Like that. Maybe a little bit smaller. And then same again, this time we've got this. GZ to bring up. Most rotate Z 90. Well, let's bring that into position. So these decals I'm doing at the minute, these two I had to make in Photoshop, but the others, so I managed to get this on Google, and same with that one as well. So we've got those. Let's come to the back, Shift A, image as decal, and I've got this label as well. So let's do rotate Z 90, GZ to bring up, GY to bring back. Okay. Let's search for a metal. We'll just take, because it's not going to get seen very much, we'll just take this one. Okay, so the base sort of texturing is done. I'm going to give this a quick save so I don't lose anything. I am just going to go to UV editing and then select it, hit tab, and then 3 to go into face mode, A to select everything. And then just go UV, smart object, just so it laid everything out properly. Do the same in here as well. when we use Blender a bit more, you do need to like unwrap it properly yourself, but with files it's quite difficult to do because it's not got what's called like good topology. So in this instance, Smart Project absolutely does the job that we need. Okay, well, let's okay, if I do that now, is that okay? Perfect. So I can actually, maybe I just didn't do it properly the first time. So grab that, edit 3A, Q, object. There we go. I seem to have got it right this time. Tab 3A, Q, object. That's way easier. Okay. So now what we want to start to do is sort of like add a little bit like grime, scratches. Obviously, Gameboy Color, quite an old thing. So let's first of all click on this. I've got N, so I've got my first one, which is Grunge It. It's this one here. So I'm gonna go on Grunge Mask, Edgeware, I'll put like 1. And then let's go to apply grunge. Okay, so what we're then going to do, let's go to shading. We start playing around with this a bit more. So color, we have got our color that we want to put in already. So let's take that and put back in 615135. Take that, Control C to copy it. Then I can just do the same there. Okay, roughness. Let's take the metallicness down. We don't want it to be metallic at all. Roughness takes it to like 0.05. It's still quite shiny plastic. Global control. Let's bring that down a bit. So we can start playing around. There we go. So now that we've got it sort of back to where it was, let's make that roughness a little bit more. There you go. Okay, so now if I go to like global amount, you can see you start to like play around with how much like grime I've got. So I've drag it all the way up. And then you can even play around with how many scratches you want. So hopefully you can see in the viewport a little bit. I can play around with how much like edge wear I want. There's no right and wrong answer to this. You don't want to do it too much. So that's just sort of like little bits around the edges sort of thing. all it's starting to do is sort of like make it look like it's been used, no longer this new piece of technology. Bring it down a little bit more. Just a certain amount, so don't have too much. Okay, something sort of like that. I got a bit of grunge going on. Yeah. Okay. So something like that. Yeah, something maybe a little bit less. Okay. Now let's go to layout. Background color with dirt. I'm going to take that, take it. Then let's do another grunge at one. Apply grunge. Okay, let's play around right here as well. So let's go to shading. Excuse me. Actually, that's done a very good job first time round. Excellent. Let's go to layout. Other one I'm going to here, so I'm not going to use grunge at this one. I've then got one click age, so let's add some like fingerprints. So we got some fingerprint sort of stains on there. Play the opacity of that, bring it in and out. And then same here, let's do one click age. Some of these ones work better than others, so what I find don't work, just get rid of them. Let's go back for fingerprints again. There you go. And what I could do is scale it up, so they're bigger, turn the opacity down just a fraction. And on the screen, let's add some smear. Turn that down. We don't want to completely destroy, we want to like, it's a piece of old tech. Let's go to think about when it came out. That might feel old. And then we've got our screen on there, and again I feel like we should have some smear on there. And then what we can do, if we click on these decals under item, we can actually make them worn out a little bit. So let's sort of like do that. Maybe we add a couple of scratches on there. Do something like that. So let's start setting up our render. So what I'm going to do is Shift A, mesh, and let's go to cylinder. I'm going to hit S to scale and not press Shift Z so it doesn't affect it in the Z. Out like that. I'm going to scale so it's S, Z to make it thinner. And we've got those two, GZ to bring up. So that's not what I want to do. I want to select Control P. So now if I grab one, hopefully. Nope. There you go. So now it's with them all at the same time. I take this one, hit Tab to enter edit mode, grab this edge, Control B to bevel. I'll just add a bit of bevel on there. Before I do that, let's Control A, no, Control A, all transformations. Something like that, and then we don't need that base, so let's get rid of it. Click on it, hit X and delete faces. Grab that, go to modifiers, generate, and surface modifier, and then shade smooth. Then let's shift A, mesh and plane, G, Z to bring it down, S to scale it and make it quite a bit bigger. And then what we'll do, tab to edit mode, G, Z once we got, oh no, E, Z to extrude that up, grab this edge, Control B to bevel, make a bit of bevel, like that, and Q, and shade smooth. I'm actually going to bring that back a little bit closer. G, Y, something like that. Didn't mean to grab that. Let's grab Gameboy now. Actually, make sure I grab everything. There we go. What I'm going to do is rotate it slightly. Let's rotate it slightly. Yeah, something like that. And we're going to go come on this one, go to shading, and I'm going to add a texture on this. I'm going to come here, and I've got, no, I don't want to add, so what I'm going to do is add a new material. And what we're going to do is Shift A, I'm going to search for noise texture. Put that there. A bit bigger so we see what's going on. Shift A, type in gradient texture. Put that there. I want to mix those together. Shift A, type in mix. Put one into one into the other. Move this out of the way a little bit. Then Shift A, let's do a color ramp. Results, go to here, color, and to base color. So with noise, if you have a look at what's going on here, we'll just let you add in those like little bumps. They've got like basically it's not like completely flat or like plain background. So do something quite big, like 2000. So there's loads like fine little bumps, and then I want to add color to it. So let's start dragging color. I'm going to zoom in here so we can see what's going on a bit more. So let's see what's going on. Let's play around with spherical. No. Radial. So let's swap round like that. Just sort of play around with how you want it to look. Maybe I'll change this colour slightly to sort of kind of match Game Boy a little bit. Something like that. I'm going to do that same, so let's take material, call this back drop. Grab that one as well, just like that. Okay, now we just need to add lights. So I'm going to go to Shift A, go to empty, and go to cube, GZ to bring up, scale S to make it bigger, and hit Shift A and go to light and 3-point light. And just to begin with, let's type in like 500. So we've got an idea of how it's starting to look. And we don't need it to be that strong. Then I'm going to add in some backlight as well. So let's go to area light, GZ to bring up, or X90. I'll just point it, rather not paint it. Like that. Okay. And Shift D to duplicate. Go to the side. Rotate it the other way. We kind of want to bring our camera in. Find a nice angle we want to do it at. And we haven't got a camera yet. I know we've got a camera there. Okay. So that's sort of like that. And then we can go to view, camera, or sorry, align view. That's going to be our camera. Select it, hit 0 so we can see where it's coming from. And then we can bring our focal out a little bit. So this is what's going to be inside our render. But now, let's go to view, area, split. We'll start playing around with the lighting a bit more. Let's start actually shift it down so if you don't know if the microphone will pick that up. I think this one. And this is all a bit of like trial and error of seeing what you quite like the look of. Zoom in. Okay, quite like the look of that. Let's give that a quick save. Render image. And wait 6 years. Okay, so I think we'll stop there. So hopefully you've enjoyed following along. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave a comment down below or email me at design with Simon at Outlook. gameboy.com.